is trying to get out of the conversation, and I don't think I can blame her. The demo wasn't scary. Should we get below deck? I think it's the white hair that's doing it to me. The white hair and the copious amounts of caffeine I've consumed today. There's the creature. I don't know, but it makes sense in my brain. Hello, friends and gamers. I'm caffeinated at 7:48 p.m. It's been a day. We've had many things that have had to be uploaded today. So, am I recording this the day before it's going out? Absolutely. I'm just going to admit to it at this point. But today, we are going to do our first hour of Demonschool. Now, we have a little bit of housekeeping before we get into this one. So, in the video I posted yesterday for the Berlin apartment, I said that 3 of my most anticipated indie games came out within the same week period of each other, and I got review copies of all 3. This is the second one, actually, and that is Demonschool. So thank you so much to Stride PR for providing me with my copy of Demonschool. I'm very excited. Like I said, it's one of my most anticipated indie games of this year, and I'm excited because yes, Berlin apartment hit yesterday, and that was one of the 3. So I'm very excited for this one, especially because we are playing on Switch today, which means I am playing on controller. We have no issues, because my issue when I demoed this one, because this was also a summer demo dive game. All three of my most anticipated indie releases that for the second half of the year situation, which is kind of just the year in general, all had demos at Summer Game Fest, and that is how they ended up as my most, you see, okay. So I think Demonschool was one of the ones we did on camera, and this is the next piece of housekeeping because we need to go back a little bit and explain. So if you didn't know, I don't have the event stuff up, so I'm just gonna freestyle this one. Southeast Asia Gamethetic is hosting another Steam event for games from developers from Southeast Asia. And I am co-streaming once again. I have not been able to cover the event as much as I would have liked. So far, I have planned all the demo dives, but none of them have gone up yet for the sole purpose that I got sick the first week of December and have just kind of been recovering since then. So, in one of the roll clips for one of the videos near the end of the month, I did roll Demonschool. So the footage from that demo dive is going to be pulled for that video. So if you're curious what my initial reaction to the game was, it's there. It will be there. But also in that video, I mentioned that I will be playing the first hour situation before that. So, well, this particular video is not part of Southeast Asia Games Onward, which is the name of the event. This game is included in that event, and I am also covering the event. But this video is technically not a part of the event, because it's the first hour review situation, but I will link the event details down below as well as the relevant people I need to thank for being part of the event. So you guys can check it out because Demonschool's there and a bunch of other really cool games. So all that is to say then, I had trouble with the demo. One, because we had to skip story, because demo dives, we usually skip story. I didn't skip story in the most recent Choose Wisely demo dives, and one of them was an hour and a half long. For 4 games. So I had to skip story in the demo dive, but then also I was not playing with controller because I am lazy when I do demo dives and don't want to plug my controller in. So I'm very excited to have my little Nintendo Switch 2 controller today. And I think we're just going to get into it. Like I said, thank you, Stride PR. I will have Southeast Asia Onwards linked down below so you can check out all the games and things. And let's get started. Well, before my coffee wears off. Or I start to get anxious from the coffee. I already had 1 coffee today, but I knew I needed to do this. So I was like, okay, I can have a baby coffee as a treat. So let's hope the anxiety doesn't kick in. New game. I will be reading everything. I will try to give everyone a distinct cadence to their voice at the very least. But like I said, it's a first hour review. We're not going to go too crazy. Although I am very excited. I also sucked at the combat of this game, by the way, but I think it was because I skipped the tutorial sections as well for the demo dive. The demo dive is not very conducive, is that the word? I don't know, to games like this, turn-based RPGs, essentially. So I don't know why we're on a boat, but okay. It's Monday morning. Okay, so this is our main character there. We need to make a friend. I'm gonna talk to you because you look cool. The wistful student says I'm finally getting away from my parents, and I'm gonna be covering some of the text, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. Oh wait, is this who I'm supposed to talk to? We're gonna talk to everyone because this is like a JRPG style game. Obviously, it's not a JRPG. JRPG standing for a Japanese RPG game, but it's done in the style of situation. Think Clair Obscur. Clair Obscura is a game that's done in the style of a JRPG. So JRPG rules, haven't brought that one out in a minute. JRPG rules, we talk to everyone and get all the dialogue bits we can. The enthusiastic student says, I can't wait to get to college. Okay, all right, drink responsibly and don't be weird. The less enthusiastic student says, I was thinking I'd like study and stuff. And then they also say, I knew I shouldn't have tried to dress up for the boat ride. So we are taking a boat, like canonically we're taking a boat to this school, right? But it is Demonschool, so like the creepy water would make sense. So I'll let it slide. Boat buds. So we have to talk to Namako. I believe this is one of our playable characters later on. I will be covering things, but we just have to, there was no good spot on the screen. It's a JRPG. There's never a good spot on the screen to put the box, and we just have to deal with it. We are playing as Faye, though, and they say, so college, huh? Namako says, yes, and you are? So now we're actually getting, good, let's get past the small talk, guys. Faye says, I'm Faye. I wanted to talk to you, but I don't really know how to start a conversation. You know what? That's so valid. I don't really know how to start a conversation either. Like, pro tip, if you've ever wanted to start a conversation with me, just like start talking to me like we've been friends for years, because that's the only way I know how to hold a conversation, actually. Namako says, I can see that. I'm Namako. Nice to meet you. Question mark. The question mark really hits. Faye says, see, I'm coming to the island for a specific reason. Namako says, uh-huh. And Faye says, did you know there hasn't been a demon sighted for over 300 years? Weird when you think about it. See, Faye gets it. She's just going in. Namako does not get it, though, because she says, is it? But Faye says, they're coming soon. They're coming to Hemsk Island. I don't know if I said that right, but we're gonna hope I did. Namako says, demons are coming soon. And Faye says, the apocalypse is coming right behind them. Look at Faye's eyes. Namako says, oh, that sounds neat. Hey, listen, I'm just going to go to the bathroom below deck. Girlie is trying to get out of the conversation, and I don't think I can blame her. I might be a while. Don't worry if you can't find me after. And Faye says, good idea. Got to be ready for anything when we get there. It's gonna be a wild ride. Poor Namako. She says, yep, great, see you later. Bye, Namako, sorry about that. Faye says, that went well. Did that go well? I'll try again tomorrow. We've got a few more days on the ocean. Yeah, tomorrow. So here we are. Oh, cutscene. Why is it like actually, the demo wasn't scary, but why is it like actually creepy now? What the heck? What happened? Should we get below deck? No, I think we're okay. I think we're fine. Oh, music's louder than I thought it would be. Oh my God, you're pretty. Hold on, I just need to go in and make the music lower because I couldn't tell. Oh no, I went to the This is why. Oh, my progress didn't save. That's wonderful, actually. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. This is how you know it's a proper JRPG style game, because anytime we play a JRPG style game, I goof the beginning in one way, shape, or form. It always happens. Okay, we resume, and I'm gonna skip through the dialogue this time because I messed up before we hit a save point. This is why I don't record this late. Well, I do record this late, but this is why I shouldn't be recording this late, especially after working all day. You know, like I just shouldn't. I need to talk to everyone in case I get a better ending. Okay, then we have Namako, and we do the story skipping. Sometimes it just be like that. Sometimes you accidentally goof the game. At least we weren't any farther, you know? Has it been like 10 minutes I've been recording and we've done barely anything? Yes, but it is what it is. Listen, I'm probably gonna be in this first hour for like at least an hour and a half anyways. It's a JRPG style game. I'm gonna be obsessed real quick. Professor Vincent is pretty. Like, I've never really got, this might be a little bit TMI, but I've never really got the like people finding the professor attractive thing until right now. I will say that. I think it's the white hair that's doing it to me. The white hair and the copious amounts of caffeine I've consumed today. I changed the music again. So, Professor Vincent says, okay class, sorry to spring this on you, but this field trip to the terrifying abandoned wing of the school isn't just for fun. We're getting right into it. All right, combat tutorial time. So the worried student says it isn't? And Professor Vincent says, I'm afraid not. There are creatures in here that we need to research, and we need to determine whether you can deal with them. That's understandable. If we're going to the magic school, they kind of got to figure out, can you do the demon magic stuff? It's called the Demonschool, right? Curious student says, creatures? Is this like a research project or something? Sure, call it that. Yep. Professor Vincent says, you can think of it like that. The four of you ought to be able to capture one so that we can. There's the creature! The distraught student says, what is that? Professor Vincent says, nothing to worry about. I'll just be back here. Do your best and try to grab hold of it. So where's Faye? Wait, I thought Faye was gonna pop in from the door. Where is Faye? The distraught student says, but what even is it? The worried student says, I knew I shouldn't have come to this stupid island. And the curious student says, come on, let's just take a look. Do I have to lower the music again? It's quite loud. I do like that the pause menu comes up pretty frequently. I almost hit main menu again. I think I'm just overstimulated today that I have to change the sound like heavy. Okay, the curious student says, is that? Oh, the curious student has combusted. What is the word? Internal combustion? Is that what it is? I think he is internally combusted. Oh, there goes another one. Okay. And there are the last four. Or last two. All right. Professor Vincent says, that was not a good result. Looks like we're going to have to try another approach before the new students arrive. I'll just make a note. It's Friday! Everyone's dressed like so boring. Like it's another case of you can tell who the main protagonist is. Faye's obviously going on about something. They then say, and that's why demonology is actually rich with nuance. Namako has been subjected to this the whole boat ride. So she says, haha, I see. How did I get stuck listening to this person the whole trip? Why me? Oh, I was like, are people disappearing? No, it's like a lion getting onto the island. Faye says, I know you're skeptical, but wait till we get to the island. You'll see. So, two more in line. The hardened gangster, because for some reason they're doing the line stuff, says you off to the left, then you to the right. What about our pink-haired anime protagonist? Let's see now. Your name, Faye. Faye says, that's me. And the gangster says, to the right then. Faye asks, what is all this? And the gangster says, just keep quiet and move. Okay, well, that's concerning. The gangster says, all right, let's see who we got. Makoto Nakamura. And she just goes by Namako now. Okay. The gangster says, well, whatever you call yourself, you go to the left. So they're being separated? Faye says, wait, what happens to the people that go to the left? What? Faye, I think the better question is, what happens to the people that go to the right? What happens to any of us at this point? Oh, the gangster says, back on the boat. Namako says, wait, what? I'm not going back. I just got here. Faye says, that's right. She's not going back. And the gangster says, I say she is. The list says she is. So off she goes. So I guess maybe if you're like not into the demon stuff, they send you back. Why would you come in the first place then? I'm so confused. Faye says, that's not what's happening. She needs to be here. Because like, I think if I remember correctly from the boat, she has a good reason to be here, yeah? Like she doesn't say it, but obviously she's like trying to get away from something, even if she's using kind of like a pseudonym type situation. The gangster says, again, I'm working from a list. She's not on it. Faye says, put her on it then. The gangster says, you want to go back home too? Oh, they're descending on us. Oh, here's our proper combat tutorial. Okay. Faye says, nope, she and I are staying. Namako, get ready. Namako says, wait, ready for what? I appreciate you trying to help, but Faye just says, ready to fight. Namako says, what? I can't fight. Faye says, you can. You're a demon hunter like me. I guess we're demon hunters now, okay. Namako says, what? Faye says, just follow my lead. Ooh, the transitions are super cool. Okay, I don't remember how to do combat, so we have the planning phase. It should be easier to figure out combat when we just have the two of them at first, you know? Because during the demo, I remember it was like, you're just kind of thrown into a like full day of school, essentially was what the demo was. And I had no idea what we were doing. But Faye says, don't worry, we can handle this. Namako says, no, I can't. So this then is the planning phase. Here you'll plan all your characters' moves in advance before executing them in the action phase. So it's the type of turn-based combat where you basically have to plan the whole thing first, and then everyone kind of goes at once, including the enemies. Because there's a couple of different ways to do turn-based combat, and this is how they do it in this game. There we go. To plan a move, first select a character, then select a target tile. Moves will always travel the full distance possible, and actions, like attacking, happen automatically when moving into an appropriate target. I read all that and did not take in any of it, so that's just something we're going to have to learn over time. Which, luckily, we have the space to do that learning over time that we did not get with the demo. I say this as if you've seen the demo footage already. That is a lie. You have not seen the demo footage already, but it will be going up later this month, so I will be referencing the demo footage and the demo itself as if you've seen it already, though. So just roll with it, okay? Okay, cool. Unfortunately, my schedule did not work out this month, and that's okay. We are going to then move Faye to kick the gangster in the guts. So the one right in front. So we go here. Faye is a damage dealer and will push enemies back one tile. We then have our action points, AP pool. Each character's first move in a turn costs 1 AP, their second costs 2, and so on. This was not explained in the demo, or at least it was not explained well, and so this makes a lot more sense. Faye says, getting back to our story, she says, if you want to stay on the island, you've got to do something. But Namako says, I don't know how to fight. Faye says, you'll figure something out. And Namako says, why is this happening? So then we select Namako and move her into the gangster in front of her. It will cost 1 AP. I was accidentally selected on Faye. We move this guy. Namako doesn't deal direct damage with her normal attack, but she stuns enemies and reduces their defense. Namako is a support unit. She passes through her targets and pulls them 1 tile. Faye says, nice work. You light them up and I knock them down. So then Faye can strike the gangster and deal greater damage now that Namako has reduced their defense. Since this is Faye's second move, this will cost 2 AP. Forgetting I have to do the thing. Okay. We don't really have the animations here, but I think that is what shows up in the action phase. If an enemy is pushed into another enemy, both enemies will take damage and the second enemy will be pushed. Try it now by selecting Faye and attacking these 2 gangsters. So we select Faye again and we do that. Now that all usable AP have been exhausted, hold the action button to watch it all play out. So do we actually have to hold it? Yeah, okay, so it's a very short press and hold. So that one's down, and then those 2 are not both down. So we have 1 more round. When all your moves have executed, enemies will take their turn. Each enemy can move once. So Faye did get 1 kick, and we only have the 3 health. Oh god, there's more. Okay, wonderful. Namako says, why can't I move the way I want to? Faye says, we're in between human and demonic space. Namako says, don't start with that. Faye says you can only move in straight lines, but here's a little move I learned from my grandfather. All right. Also, I'm realizing my box is again covering the middle section thing. It's fine. That's just for the tutorial. The sidestep is one of the most powerful weapons in your arsenal. It is performed by selecting a character and then choosing an adjacent tile to their left or right, indicated by a blue highlight. Any move immediately following a sidestep costs 0 AP, allowing you to reach adjacent foes at the cost of a single move. That must have something to do with canonically, it's probably has something to do with like the space-time continuum and like planes of reality. I don't know, but it makes sense in my brain. So we're going to have Namako sidestep and stun. Who is she stunning? Over here. So we go there, have Namako sidestep and then stun the gangsters. Okay. Oh, the sidestep. Yeah, we're going like diagonal. Okay. Using push and pull to create lines of enemies. I just fat fingered on my controller. But using push and pull to create lines of enemies this way can be very effective. Select Faye and attack this line of gangsters Namako just created. So we select Faye and then diagonal hit. Okay, that was pretty good, but we can do better. At any time during the planning phase, you can rewind moves and try something else. Rewind the last move with the rewind button, so that's gonna be left right there. This time, before attacking with Faye, use Namako to reduce this other gangster's defense as well. So this one right here, and then we select Faye, have her go there, and do that instead. Okay, this is gonna take some getting used to. Namako says, I'm getting tired. And Faye says, I've got just the trick. Specials! I actually very much appreciate this full combat tutorial because I do not think the demo... Because the thing with the demo for Demonschool, I was like, I like it. I do want to play this game. But the demo was not a good demo, if that makes sense. And because I play so many demos, I say this all the time where sometimes a game just doesn't have a good demo. Sometimes the demo kind of sucks, but the game, once you actually get into it, is great. And that's just because the devs weren't prepared to make a demo. They were prepared to make a full game, and then they're like, oh, darn, we gotta make a demo. So it makes sense. Choked on my coffee a little bit. Anyways, it makes total sense. But the reason why I was like, okay, I want to actually give it a try, it's still one of my most anticipated games, was because I liked everything else about it. But the demo is just kind of like not all there. But I'm, again, happy we did give it another shot. Also because I was planning on giving it another shot. Because the demo did not have the full combat tutorial. And I'm getting a Razer Cortex notification. Now is not the time, bestie. Okay, so specials. Specials are useful secondary skills that can turn the tide of battle. A character can use their special when their special points are full. SP, or special points, are gained by performing actions and passively gained at the beginning of each turn. We are almost out of action points, but Faye's special is ready. So with Faye's special, when it kills, refunds the AP spent. Select Faye, press the special button, then move to the enemy. So select Faye, press the special button. I'm having to like relearn the controls because I'm doing it on controller on Switch, and it's like totally different from doing it on PC with keyboard and mouse or my Xbox controller. Like I need to like relearn controls. So press. Okay. Each character has their own attack style and special. There is one character that is a healer later on. Unless it is Namako. It might be Namako that's a healer. But I think it's one of the other students that we meet in a little bit. Well, the cursor is over any character. Check their information in the info box on the top right. So the fact that I was using keyboard and mouse was not the problem last time because this is written with keyboard and mouse in mind because it's his cursor. Namako says, there's more of them. And Faye says, don't worry, I've got an idea. Why do I feel like that phrase is gonna come back? Oh God, Faye. Characters can create combo attacks by pushing or pulling enemies into other friendly characters. Combo attacks deal significant elemental damage based on the special elements of the characters involved. So we have to sidestep with Faye and push the gangster into Namako to create a combo attack. So we're gonna sidestep with Faye and then push you. And Faye says, nice, got him in one. Namako says, I don't know if I can take much more of this, but the battle's target objective is up there, which is why the box could not go in the top corner. In this case, we need to defeat 8 enemies. We've done 6. If this is done and the battle is ended within 3 turns with no friendly characters dying, you'll receive perfect marks. And I do think it is fun that the scoring mechanic is like marks because it's Demonschool. They commit to the bit. Now that all usable AP have been exhausted, hold the action button and watch all to play out. So yeah, okay. I didn't need to read all that again, but coffee break. Very intricate. A lot of planning has to go into the camera. A lot of planning has to go into this particular game, which I will say there is in the settings, like almost kind of like a god mode, or it's called like almost invincible. And I was like a little bit afraid that we might have to turn it on. We might have to turn it on still, just because I don't know how good I'm going to be at the actual planning of it all when the game is not telling me what to do. So once the target objective has been met, send any character to the lit sigils at the end of the board. The sigils only light once the objective has been met, so they're not lit though. Oh, using what you've learned, win the battle, remember? Damage and push enemies with Faye, stun and pull enemies with Namako. Use side steps to reach your targets, hit multiple enemies at a time, and use combos to make the most of your AP, rewind and experiment with different approaches, and once you've lit the sigils, move any character onto them and begin the turn to end the battle in victory. So almost as like a puzzle in a way. So Faye's special is up, but it's not the healer. She's not the healer. Her special is called Flood. Hit all enemies in surrounding 8 tiles with flood damage. Or 2 flood damage. So these guys are HP 2 out of 2. So honestly, truly, we could really just, if we, let's say we sidestep Faye. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do, but what if we use her thing? Oh, I don't know what I want to do here. So with Faye, we sidestep, because these guys are all within, isn't it within 8 tiles? Oh, I need one more sidestep. I need one of them to move over one. Oh, wait a minute. Are these 2 dead then? 1 out of 2, but they are stunned. Okay, so I want to use Faye's special, but I don't know what the best way to go about that is, you know? So if we're pushing enemies with, did I say Faye's special? I think I said Faye like 4 different times. Namako. We want to use Namako's special, which I think we need to do something with Faye, particularly if you are pushed. Also, by the way, you can use the B button to go back. I can't figure out the right way to do it because it really is like a puzzle looking at it. And I think that's a better way to think of the planning phase. It's more so like a puzzle, which means I'm going to take forever to finish this game. Okay. Knocks enemy back 1 tile. So with Namako, wait a minute. What if we do this? Can I get all 3 of them? I can. Hell yeah. So what if we do that? They're all, one of them did go down. So then I should be able to take you out and then take you out like that. Yeah. All right. We got it. All 9 of them. Perfect marks, baby. All right. That's our action. To the action phase. Okay. Let's do it. I get a coffee break. Yeah. I think thinking of it as if it's a puzzle is definitely the best way to go about it. Oh no. Oh, I goofed. I needed to do it. Oh, I didn't do the sigil thing. Do I need to get both of them there? So is that it then? If I seal, if we go action phase and I have both of them sealing, go back to hell. I gotta be, because I missed the turn target accidentally. I'm not gonna retry it yet because we're still like, it was like literally the tutorial phase, but we have to remember to do the to actually get to the sigil thing in the turn. So we'll continue for now. I also am not going for totally perfect marks on everything. Because I don't need to get everything perfect. I'm playing, I want to get the story done, you know? But pro tip, the sigil sealing needs to be done in the 3 turns. Hey, I've said this before though in other videos. I had a very strong track record in high school of the first test of the year, I would get like the worst grade I got all year on, but then every single test after that, I would get like high B's or above. So it would be like a B+ or like anything in A range in like almost every class except for math. And this tracked through college as well. So we got a B in our first test, but everything from here is gonna be A's, guys, right? All right. Our hardened gangster says, damn, you kids are tough. All right, let him go. But the rest of you stay in line. So we just saved Namoko's ass. Oh, Namoko says, well, I don't quite get what just happened, but thanks, I think. Faye says, no problem. Like I said, you need to be here. But Namoko says, shouldn't we tell somebody about this? Faye says, I don't think that's gonna help. Oh, there's the cops. Namoko says, oh, good, there we are. Oh, I thought this police officer was gonna say that we shouldn't be fighting people, because we did kind of start that one. But also, Namoko says, sorry to bother you, but should these people really determine who can go to college on the island? They're gangsters, and they're fighting people. The disinterested cop, all right, well, that tracks. I said nothing, you heard nothing from me. The disinterested cop says, huh? I didn't see anything like that. But Namoko says, it just happened. They fought us. The disinterested cop says, you making trouble over here? Maybe I should just take you down to the station. See, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I'm not gonna finish my thoughts on that. I would like to stay monetized. Thank you. Faye gets it though. Faye says, see? Let's get out of here. Namoko says, okay, but I'm not done talking about this. Fair. That's very fair. You were jumped as soon as you came to school. Oh, it's cute here though. Cozy. So we can do introductions with Namoko. I say we have to talk to everyone first. So this little serious kid says, when I grow up, I want to be a bench. Just like that one. Okay, well, the older brother says, how come I always gotta babysit you, huh? Well, I would be concerned about that as well. How do we, oh, okay, okay, now it's letting me go on this ledge here. The wired woman says, nothing beats coffee in the evening. Cheers to that as I drink my own coffee. Mine's cold now, which is unfortunate, but nothing beats coffee in the evening. I am making, like, I have a little calming tea drink thing that I make. I'm making it immediately after this. Because I'm just like, I needed a boost for this video, and that's it. The walking enthusiast says, I once saw a cop wearing a canine vest and said, that's a weird looking dog. I got arrested. I love the writing of this game. Maybe that's a hot take, but I love the writing of this game. They're so real for that. All right, let's do introductions with Namoko then. Faye says, phew, heck of a first day on the island, huh? So your full name is Makoto Nakamura? Namoko says, yeah, I got bullied a lot in my last school. They shortened it and called me Namako. So she didn't pick the name. Okay. Faye says, does that mean something? Ah, Namoko says sea slug. That's unfortunate. Hey, but now she has water magical powers, so Faye says, wow, that's actually kind of cool though. So you like reclaimed it or something? Namoko says, actually, yes, that's exactly what I did. Your words have no power over me anymore, William. Where's William? Anyways, Faye says, yeah, get him. Get his ass. Get William's ass, Namoko. She laughs and says, thanks for what you did back there. I had no idea I was capable of fighting like that. What do you think they were doing there? I'm assuming the gangsters thing will be explained at some point later on, but hey, we'll see. Faye says, okay, I know you think I'm off the deep end, but I really do believe there's demons here on this island. I also believe an apocalypse is coming. Faye, you are starting to sound, to be vague about it so I don't make anyone upset. Faye, you are starting to sound like the TikTok conspiracy theorist accounts. I'm just saying. But hey, at least Faye accepts it. Faye knows that off the deep end, like Faye knows. At least they accept it. Faye says they were sorting us for some reason, something related to that. Also, it is like a fantasy setting. So a lot of times conspiracy theory stuff is just this like, that's like a plot to a fantasy novel, my guy, or like a sci-fi novel. What are we talking about? Just go write a book or something. Like, take that and go write a book. Use the energy for something else. Oh my God, I thought it was thundering outside, but no, somebody's just driving by playing like EDM or something. Oh my God, that terrified me. Okay. Faye says, I also know the Nakamura family was fighting demons many generations ago. My grandfather told me. That's why I kind of need you to be here. And Namoko says, I'm not sure how I feel about any of that. Faye says, you don't have to believe me now, but demons are coming, and I have proof, or something like it. My family passed down this prophecy for hundreds of years. Look, I mean, we did see the demons in the classroom, so, well, that is pretty straightforward. That's pretty straightforward, I would assume. The middle one, maybe not as much. Something about the moon? I don't know. Namako says, what exactly am I looking at? Yeah, I think I need a little bit of an explanation as well. Faye says, we believe this shows that after 2,000 years from the prophecy's creation, a portal to the demon world will open up and demons will take over the world. Ah. And Namako says, so like a Y2K thing? Like how all the computers are supposed to go down? There was like a date when we got to Friday. There was a date or something and I saw 99. I'm like, it can't possibly be 1999, right? Right? Nope, it's 1999. If I had a nickel for every game I've played that has somehow ended us up in 1999, I'd have a lot of nickels at this point. But that's the thing, what I'm saying, like the whole thing with like, oh, when the year 2000 hits, something weird is gonna happen. All the clocks or time is gonna stop, you know? Like that was a conspiracy theory technically as well. And it makes for some great fantasy media. Like just go write a book. Faye says, that's just a coincidence, but yeah, Y2K. My grandfather believed that this document was created after a catastrophic demonic event to warn us when it would happen again. Namako says, this is all pretty hard to swallow. This paper could be anything from any time. Faye says, I know, but demons used to be everywhere. Things like vampires, werewolves, even Frankenstein's monster. Shouts out Frankenstein 2025, directed by Guillermo del Toro. Everyone should go watch it. Just saying. All those folk tales actually describe demons that I've seen in my books. Texts that predate the authors who made them famous. Namako says, you studied this with your grandfather, I guess? Faye says, yeah, to be clear, it's not like I've ever seen a demon myself either. I just learned the traditions. My parents weren't interested, but I took to it pretty well. My grandfather told me he was the last practicing demon hunter in the world, the last in a long line, and now I guess I am. And Namako! That's bestie! She says, oh, I'm sorry. And Faye says, that's okay. He was old, and he managed to teach me everything he knew. For some reason, I can't remember exactly how he passed or when. That's some demon stuff right there. That's magic. But anyway, a lot of our ancient texts were lost, and this prophecy is all I have left. But I've seen a registry of ancient demon hunting families, and that's where I saw Nakamura. Namako says, I guess you're serious about that? And Faye says, yeah, that's why I was bugging you all trip. Sorry, I saw your name on the ship log. Wait, so I thought Faye just heard Namako's real name and line was like, oh damn, I need to be friends with her for the demon hunting stuff. No, Faye knew the whole time. Namako says, so you're telling me I'm some sort of demon hunter throwback and you're snooping through ship logs? Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. We're going to a magical demon school to learn how to hunt demons. We're gonna be doing some shady stuff at some point. Hypothetically, allegedly, on whatever the name of this island was that I already forgot. Faye says, I don't know how it works, but apparently demon hunter blood is special. Yeah. I could make a K-pop demon hunters joke, but I don't wanna. But maybe it's through their proximity to demons back in the, okay, well, proximity to demons back in the day. Yeah, the K-pop demon hunter joke is writing itself, but I don't want to make it. But trust me, I know this is going to happen, and it's going to happen here. Well, I would assume that the demon school is built near some sort of special well of demon magic or something. That just makes sense that it would be. Either way, I need you on my team. I'll snoop through all the logs I gotta. That's what I'm saying, it's gonna come back. We're gonna have to snoop through other things. Namako says, team? I'm sorry, but I really don't buy this. I appreciate you helping me stay, but I don't really want to fight gangsters again, or anyone else for that matter, anytime soon. But Faye says, I hear you. Well, if you could just stick with me for a few days, I think I'll be able to prove it to you. Namako says, I'm not sure that's something I want proved. We can beg or we can assert. Why do I feel like begging is gonna work better? Because I don't want to be mean to Namako. We must protect Namako. She's been through a lot. Faye says, come on. I did help you out after all. Which isn't really begging. Like when I say beg, I mean it. Namako says, it's true, but, well, fine. You've got a deal, but just a few days. It was that easy. Faye says, that's all I need. You won't regret it. Namako says, if you say so, but we need to get to the gym, right? The dean is going to address the new students. Faye says, lead the way. And Namako says, how would I know where it is? I just got here too. Then Faye says, let's wander around until we find it. Time passes. It's now nighttime. And our new objective is to get to the gym. Okay. We gotta talk to everyone, yeah? Hold on. Really quickly. Because also the NPC dialogue lines are kind of funny. The chill lady says, ah, the night breeze. And then these two over here, the argumentative man says, I thought we agreed on yellow. Some couple's outfit. Did they really agree on yellow? Or... Okay, and then we have you over here. Hi. The unlucky gangster says, great. Now my shoe is stuck in there. I don't know where his shoe is stuck, but luckily the game kind of tells me where to go to find the, oh, wait. Oh, this is the only exit. Okay. Oh, so we can go just teleport. So we go to the gym. That's also an assembly hall. Okay. We can talk to more people. Hello. The nervous student says, I just came here to get some exercise. Now there's a whole assembly. That's awkward. Then we have you over here. Oh, how do I talk to you? Okay. The prim student says, do not address me, peasant. Oh, so it's that kind of school? Okay, well, all right. This is who we're dealing with. Assembly time. Face says, phew, just made it. Namako says, late on my first day. This isn't a great start. We're not late, we just made it. There's a difference. So we have Dean Asatiani. Sure, fine, we'll just go with that. The dean, which that we could just call her the dean, says, welcome students to your first year at our prestigious academy. Well, welcome students and the one random who got stuck in here. Everyone claps and vibrates. As you may have noticed, our selection process was a little more rigorous this year. This only means you're the best of the best, and Namako, because Namako we did kind of fight Namako's way in. Oh, Face says, yeah, right, this place is at the bottom of every college ranking. Namako then shushes us. Okay. The dean says, this institution has weathered many storms, and for some of you, this may be the most difficult period of your lives. For others, the last. My question is, why did Namako come here? Because she seems like she's somebody who cares about academics, just based on the fact that we got shushed during the presentation. And if this is like a specific demon school, because the dean is acting like, hey, you all know the bit, right? We got demons? All right, cool. You know about the demons. So why did Namako come here if she's like, oh, I didn't even know we were demon hunters in my family. Oh, unless maybe her parents had her go. Maybe it's like a family tradition. I don't know. Yeah, because Namako's like surprised. She says, wait, what? The dean says, we expect big things from you. Bigger than you may realize. And one of the professors, I'm assuming, because they're a doctor, Dr. Masterson says, careful. And the dean says, I only meant to say we expect the world of you. Together we will make this world a better place. Talking about getting rid of the demons? Probably. Oh, though that was a short presentation. You have nothing about like first day stuff or whatever. You don't have like an address? Faye says, that was kind of weird. And Namako says, it was. Not really what I was expecting. Faye says, well, tomorrow's a new day. Let's hit the town to celebrate our first night on the island. It is Saturday tomorrow in game. So Namako says, I don't know what you consider hitting the town, but I would like to take a look around. Faye says, that's the spirit. Oh, I love them. I thought we were going to hit the town tomorrow on Saturday. Nope, we're doing it Friday night, baby. Faye says, I heard there's a place that sells pretzels over there. Gotta get one. Oh, so we have two other people we went out with. Okay, we just kind of made some friends. The hungry student says, ooh, I want to try those. And Faye says, sure, the more the merrier. Oh, the gangsters are back and they're zombies. Okay, well, we have more combat. The shifty gangster, that's an adjective right there, says, good, just like we planned. Oh, that doesn't sound shady. That sounds, okay, you know what? They're both shifty gangsters. It feels wrong to call them that, but I mean, I didn't write it. It says, hey, wait, you kids aren't supposed to be here. And Faye says, huh? We're getting pretzels. Acting like we didn't hear a damn thing. We're like, what? We just came for pretzels. The gangster says, that's what they all say. Get them. We just came for pretzels. What's a girl gotta do to get a goddamn pretzel on this island? God. The hungry student says, I'm not so hungry anymore. And the worried student says, neither am I. I'm out of here. Faye says, come on, we're hitting the town. Pretend these guys are the town. Hitting the town. Hitting these guys. Okay, it's kind of funny. Both worried students then say, bye forever. And they disappear. One of them did kind of stay though, just the sprite though. Faye says, that's all right. We can take them ourselves, Namako. And Namako says, but why? Why would we do that? Why are we doing this? Back to the demon realm. All right, so what do we got? Okay, planning. Okay. I would have liked to get farther, but I feel like after this combat, because I'm at 55 minutes of my recording, after this combat, we might be done. Also because my allergies are like kicking my ass tonight for some reason. Obviously this is a play in terms of a player in A. Nay being it goes to rot my Steam library, I never pick it up again. Play then being we are going to play it, and I have a year to finish it, and if I don't finish it, I then have to play a horror game. So obviously it was a play. I gave it a play when we demoed it, but you guys didn't see that, so there was my bad. But we need to plan. So I think, what are you guys' HP 2? Okay, so if I sidestep, no, what do I want to do here? Because I'm thinking if I move up one, not what I wanted, because I wanted to move up by just one. She goes the full, wait, what if we sidestep? No, but I need a diagonal hit. That's the thing. And lowering their defense would definitely be the better option. So what if I do that? No, because what was the combo? That, because the defense is down. So that's one of them down. Okay, we could just do that. Do that with Numikal and then sidestep. Oh, but I need that diagonal and it's not going to work that way. What if we did this then? Oh, okay, I can get my diagonal that way. Okay, learned that. Those ones are down. And we have 2 more action points out of AP, out of AP. Okay, so we have 2 more, but we can't really do anything with them. So I'm just going to run that, and we got rid of 3 of them. Not my best work, but we did half of the 3 that we needed to take down. So that works. And I did do a combo, so hell yeah, brother. All right, and we have, that one just moved. Okay, so we need to take out 3 of these 4, and then we can go to Sigil. Okay, so let's switch out with you. I can't get over there, hold on. Numikal, can you get out the zombie instead? Oh, there it is, baby. Oh, wrong way. Okay, so switch with you. Have Faye do this. A little bit of extra movement there. Take out you. And we're at 1 action point. To be fair, I could still make this work. We haven't taken any... Oh, I have a special left, don't I? But no action points. Do I want to use that special? I think I'm just gonna have that be for that action phase. We took out 2 more. Because hypothetically, I only then need to take out 1 on the final round. We did get 1 hit. Okay, we resisted 1 of those hits. Okay, cool. I feel like maybe it's just because we're still kind of in tutorial mode, but I feel like our resistance is much higher. So what we can do then with Numikal is sidestep and use her special on these 2. They're both out, and then we can move over to ceiling. Take you out as well on the way there. I think only 1 needs to be on the seal, so we'll just do that. But I did take out all 6 of them, or all 7, I think, because you get like an extra 1. Yeah, I took out all 7. We did it in 3 turns. Awesome. Okay, yeah, you only need to have 1 get to that top row there, and then they'll all seal, even if they're farther back. Okay, we learned fully how to do combat, kinda, because there will be more characters later on. We did hit our hour, but I'll give it a little bit of extra time. 1, so we finish out the section, and 2, because I did a lot of yapping at the start. The totally not shady gangster says, trying to muscle in our territory, are ya? You'll get yours. What do you mean by that, sir? I have such bad hiccups right now. This is like the 2nd time today. Okay. Faye says, huh, what the heck was that about? Namako says, Faye, I said no more fighting. But Faye says, we couldn't help it. Namako says, let's just go to bed. And Faye says, my pretzel. Not the pretzel. Oh, because that was when they did like the preliminary test. The Professor Vincent was like, we need people that can actually take out demons. This is not gonna work. We can't just have normies. We need demon hunters. And then Professor Vincent was hiding in the alleyway there watching us fight demons. And so he's like, interesting. I think we found our demon hunters. God, I can't even be mad at him because he's pretty. And we fast forward to Monday, 99/10/18. So October 18th, 1999. Yeah, okay. So that would be our first hour. And we kind of hit a really good spot to end. So I think I'm just gonna call that the first hour. Hypothetically, technically, it's a little bit less than an hour because I yapped a little bit. I did yap quite a bit at the beginning of the video to like give background on this game, and I did pause quite a few times to do other things. Lots of yapping in between here, but the thing with the first hour is I stop at a good stopping point, and this is a good stopping point. I kind of do all my videos like that. I stop at a good stopping point, and while I want to play more, I know if I do any more than this, the editing on this video is gonna go crazy. So, and I've had a lot of +hour long videos going up recently, so I think we are going to pop a save right there, and we're going to start on our very first day at Demonschool, like our real first day, in the next video for this game. because like I said, it's a play. I will be finishing it. I really, really like the combat now, though, once you kind of have the rules, because either I don't remember what I did with the demo. I haven't edited that clip yet. It's going up later this month, so I haven't even touched it. But I don't remember if I skipped the sections that really explain the combat in the demo dive, because I've been known to do that, or it just wasn't explained properly enough. Like, I don't know if it was the game's fault or my fault, because when playing the demo, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm dying. This game is so hard. Oh my God. But once you are like fully told, hey, here's how you play the game, it's pretty easy to get. It really is. You have to think of it as a puzzle, because that's kind of what it is. And once you think of it that way, it gets really fun. I was right for this to be one of my most anticipated indie games of the year. I think Demonschool is great. It's really fun though. If you like more like strategic turn-based combat, but are also looking for something pretty like, not like necessarily lighthearted and fun, but like it has a lighthearted and fun vibe, even though we're looking for demons, I would give Demonschool a try. But that is going to be it for this video. We're going to end here because this is a more fun screen than the actual like opening screen. That's the only one thing. The main menu screen is a little boring, but this is fun. That is it for our first hour of Demonschool though. Thank you for watching, and thank you again to Stride PR for providing me with my copy of Demonschool. Also, thank you to all the people I need. There's like multiple people I need to thank that I cannot remember, but I will have them I'll have everyone thanked down below, as well as I'll link the page for Southeast Asia Games Onward. So make sure to check that out as well, because Demonschool and a bunch of other really cool games. Literally, I went through the entire list myself. I went through every single game participating in this event and have a full list of games I want to play and do all that stuff with from this event. There's a lot of really cool games that are participating in Southeast Asia Games Onward this year, and some of them are familiar faces to the channel as well. So make sure to check that out. I'll have it linked down below. This video is not technically part of that, but I did want to push it because Demonschool is taking part in Southeast Asia Games Onward as well. So there is that. This is not one of my co-streamer videos, but I still want to push the event. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more, and hit the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. As always, I hope everyone is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys!